Hey everybody, and thanks so much for tuning on in to our Valley News Now desk. Sorry, I had a little bit of a mishap with things falling around here, but I got everything picked back up. Didn't realize my mic was on. We have a spring day in the south, still winter in the north. We're looking at a pretty impressive high today. I'll get to that in just a moment here. But check out this beautiful view we've got over on our Dakota Magic Casino Skycam here. Looking good out there, sitting at 31 degrees here in Fargo. And one more time, thank you so much for joining us here on our Valley News Now desk. My name is Alex Larson. So we're going to kick things off talking about just that, what is happening outside. I'm going to get my screen ready to share with you here, and we'll go over what we are looking at for today. So again, here in Fargo, 31 degrees we are sitting at. Feels like 23, but check this out. It's only going to get better. Partly cloudy, mostly cloudy for pretty much the entire day. By about that 2 o'clock hour, we're going to hit 50 degrees. Wow, that'll be nice. You can even see by 11 a.m. 41 degrees, noon 44, 1, 47. We are really on the come up, but that's not the story for everybody. Now, as we continue on down here, I'm going to see if we got, here we go. Okay, so this afternoon, temperatures, you can see here in Fargo, 47. So what was that, like the 1 o'clock hour, I think I said? As we head up north near Hallock, even Grand Forks, 26, 24, Langdon, 14, Rolla, 12. So it's not going to be this way for everybody, but you can see as we continue down to Wahpeton, Sisseton area, 53, 48 over there. Fergus, you're seeing 44 today. Wadena, 44. Ellendale, 50. Out in Dickinson, 53 degrees. Man, it is going to feel like spring for some of us. Sorry for the folks up north, but today's our day. Tomorrow afternoon, we're going to stay pretty okay, right? But those strong southeasterly winds, mild temperatures, gray skies, early spring-like feel. Today's going to be cold north again, mild south, AM fog. We were seeing that. That was crazy on my way to work this morning. I was very thankful for the street lights that we have here in town. But we also do have a first alert weather day. That's called for Friday. Mixed snow potential. We knew that this beautiful weather couldn't stick around. Colorado low moves in Friday, ice and snow. Slick roads are possible. Southeast areas are the most vulnerable. As we click on our 11-day planner here, you can see again that first alert weather day. Thursday, our high is set for 51. Man, today 50 as we continue on through the weekend. So we have that first alert weather day, but then we pop right back up on Saturday, 46, 52 for Sunday. You can see that time change between Saturday and Sunday, springing forward for daylight saving time. Monday 50, and then Tuesday 33, Wednesday 24. Ooh, and then we're going to stay pretty consistent in those mid-20s by the time we get to Wednesday next week. But ignore that, right? We don't need to worry about that. Let's focus on these 2 days, 50 and 51, looking good, right? So you can check these out too over on our website, valleynewslive.com. You can also do so over on our VNN weather app. Remember, our first alert storm team works very hard to keep you in the know with everything that's going on outside, no matter if it's good or bad. Great tool to have on your phone, free to download, easy to use. No matter if you got an iPhone or an Android, you can get your hands on this. Moving on to our news portion of this segment, the Department of War has released the names of 4 soldiers killed in a drone attack in Kuwait on Sunday. One of them is from Minnesota. Valley News Team's Eric George has more on the Minnesota hero who gave her last full measure of devotion.
Sergeant First Class Nicole Amor was a wife, a mother, and a soldier who dedicated more than 2 decades of her life to defending this country. She was killed Sunday at the port of Shuaiba during an unmanned aircraft attack while supporting Operation Epic Fury. Amor first enlisted in the National Guard in 2005 before transferring to the Army Reserve, serving deployments in both Iraq and Kuwait over her long career. Amor served with the 103rd Sustainment Command out of Des Moines, Iowa, which lost 3 more heroes in that same attack, including 35-year-old Captain Cody Cork, 42-year-old Sergeant First Class Noah Tjens, and 20-year-old Sergeant Declan Cody, who was posthumously promoted. Minnesota's U.S. senators reacted to the news Tuesday night, with Senator Amy Klobuchar saying our nation is forever indebted to Sergeant Amor, and Tina Smith pledging her support to the family during this heartbreaking time. Sergeant First Class Nicole Amor was 39 years old. We thank her for her service and her sacrifice. Reporting in studio, Eric George, Valley News Live.
So the Pentagon says the names of 2 other soldiers killed in that strike have not yet been released as the investigation into the attack itself continues. And the Fargo City Commission is hitting the pause button on a major tobacco crackdown. After more than an hour of heated testimony, commissioners voting to delay a new ordinance aimed at tightening regulations for tobacco and nicotine sales. Shop owners have been sharing concerns about the proposal's potential impact on local business, prompting Mayor Tim Mahoney to encourage more discussion between health officials and retailers. The issue is now tabled until after the election. And doctors are warning families to watch out for symptoms of a late season surge of RSV. It's impacting kids across the country. Pediatricians say while the virus often appears to mimic common cold symptoms, younger kids can quickly develop wheezing and labored breathing. Since there's no specific treatment, doctors say to focus on hydration and pain relief. Sanford Children's Hospital in Fargo says it's important for families to watch and treat symptoms at home. But if conditions get worse, doctors say it's best to take your kid to the emergency room.
If your child is having any difficulty keeping fluids down, if they're having trouble breathing, if they're really lethargic, those would all be reasons to come in and be seen.
Dr. Hansen also wants to recommend for families to watch for a second wave of illness, as a new fever could signal pneumonia or even an ear infection. 2 DGF schools were briefly placed into a hallway closure, yesterday morning after a person of concern was identified near the district. Officials say students were never in danger. Both sites were secured as a precaution while law enforcement addressed the situation, and many families rushed to pick up their kids.
I was pretty concerned, so were their mom and dad. You don't know anything, you just know that they're on a lockdown, but you don't get any more information except for that.
Superintendent for DGF says law enforcement contacted that person involved and all school activities later returned to normal. The identity of that person has not yet been released. Fargo Fire Department's looking for its next class of recruits. The applications opened yesterday and run through April 3rd. New hires start at nearly $67,000 a year. Sorry, these opened on Monday, actually. $67,000 a year with full benefits. You get those on your first day of training. 18-week Metro Fire Academy covers everything from classroom instruction to live burn scenarios.
It's really about people who are committed to public service and wanting to serve their community in whatever capacity is needed.
Applicants have got to be at least 18 years old with a driver's license and a high school diploma or GED. To apply, head on over to our website, valleynewslive.com. We've got all those details and links for you available there. And Minnesota Governor Tim Walz is heading to Capitol Hill this morning, set to testify before the House Oversight Committee starting at 8 a.m. Lawmakers are expected to question the governor regarding allegations of widespread fraud within Minnesota's social services programs. You can watch that hearing live as it happens on the Valley News Live news app, CTV apps. You can also do that on valleynewslive.com. I'll be powering this thing up and checking it back in with you in just a few minutes here, probably about 10-15 minutes, and we will cover what's happening there and give you that live coverage. But that is all I have for you for your morning recap this morning. I hope you have a great rest of your, what are we at, Wednesday? Wednesday, yeah. I hope you have a great rest of your Wednesday and an even better rest of your week. I will see you right back here tomorrow.